Tiếng Anh 5.
Student's Book 2. Published by the Ministry of Education and Training, Vietnam Education Publishing House. Unit 15. What would you like to be in the future? Lesson 1. Activity 1. Look, listen and repeat. A.
What would you like to be in the future, Tony?
I'd like to be a pilot.
B.
Is that why you work out so much in the gym?
Yes, pilots have to be strong.
C.
So, would you like to fly a plane?
Yes, of course. There's only one problem.
D.
What's that?
I'm scared of heights.
Page 30. Activity 2. Point and say.
What would you like to be in the future? I'd like to be a doctor. What would you like to be in the future? I'd like to be an architect.
A.
Pilot.
B.
Doctor.
C.
Architect.
D.
Writer.
Page 31. Activity 4. Listen and tick. 1.
Hi, Mai. What are you doing?
I'm writing a short story.
Oh. What would you like to be in the future?
I'd like to be a writer. I'd like to write stories for children.
2.
Would you like to be a teacher in the future, Linda?
No, I'd like to be an architect.
I see. You like drawing, don't you?
Yes, I do.
3.
What would you like to be in the future, Huang?
I'd like to be a pilot. I would like to fly a plane.
So you have to study hard, right?
Yes, that's right.
Page 31. Activity 6. Let's sing. What would you like to be in the future?
What would you like to be? What would you like to be? What would you like to be in the future? I'd like to be a teacher. What would you like to be? What would you like to be? What would you like to be in the future? I'd like to be a nurse. What would you like to be? What would you like to be? What would you like to be in the future? I'd like to write stories for children.
Page 32. Lesson 2. Activity 1. Look, listen and repeat. A.
What would you like to be in the future, Mai? I'd like to be a writer.
B.
Why would you like to be a writer? Because I'd like to write stories for children.
C.
Would you like to be a writer too, Tony?
No, I'd like to be a pilot.
D.
A pilot? Why?
Because I'd like to fly a plane.
Page 32. Activity 2. Point and say.
Why would you like to be a pilot?
Because I'd like to fly a plane.
A.
A nurse. Look after patients.
B.
A writer. Write stories for children.
C.
A pilot. Fly a plane.
D.
An architect. Design buildings.
Page 33. Activity 4. Listen and circle A, B, or C. 1.
What would you like to be in the future, Chung? I'd like to be an architect. Why? Because I would like to design buildings for my town.
2.
Would you like to be a teacher, Mai?
No, I'd like to be a nurse. I'd like to look after patients.
Working as a nurse is hard work.
Yes, I know, but I think I'll like it.
3.
Would you like to be a singer or a footballer, Tony?
I'd like to be a pilot
A pilot? Why?
because I would like to fly a plane.
4.
What would you like to be in the future, Tom?
Let me see. Oh, I'd like to be a farmer
Farmer? Why would you like to be a farmer?
because I'd like to work on a farm.
Page 34. Lesson 3. Activity 1. Listen and repeat. 1.
What would you like to be in the future? I'd like to be a nurse.
2.
Why would you like to be a nurse? Because I'd like to look after patients.
Page 34. Activity 2. Listen and mark the sentence intonation. Then, say the sentences aloud. 1.
What would he like to be in the future?
He'd like to be a teacher.
2.
Where would he like to work?
He'd like to work in a school.
3.
Why would he like to be a teacher?
Because he'd like to teach young children.
Page 34. Activity 3. Let's chant. What would you like to be in the future?
1, 2, 3, 4.
What would you like to be? I'd like to be a nurse. What would you like to do? I'd like to look after children. Where would you like to work? I'd like to work in the mountains. I'd like to be a nurse. I'd like to look after children. I'd like to work in the mountains.
Page 36. Review 3. Activity 1. Listen and tick. 1.
Where's Linda?
She's at the doctor's now.
What's the matter with her?
She has a stomachache.
2.
What's your hobby, Tony?
I like sports.
What would you like to be in the future?
I'd like to be a footballer.
Page 36. Activity 2. Listen and number. 1.
What's the matter with you? I have a toothache. Poor you. You should go to the doctor, and you shouldn't eat sweets. I know, you're right.
2.
What do you often do in your free time?
I often go skating in the park.
Really?
Yes, because skating is my favourite sport.
3.
What do you want to do now?
I want to make a paper plane
Why?
because I like planes and I'd like to be a pilot when I grow up.
4.
Where are you going?
I'm going to the park. I'm going to ride my bike with my friends there.
Don't ride your bike too fast. It's dangerous.
Page 37. Activity 3. Listen and write one word in the blank. 1.
What would you like to be in the future, Chung?
I'd like to be an architect.
Why would you like to be an architect?
Because I want to design buildings.
2.
What are you reading, Mary?
I'm reading the story of Tam and Cam.
Do you like reading fairy tales?
Yes, I do. I like reading very much.
Page 38. Short story. Cat and Mouse. Part 3. Activity 1. Read and listen to the story.
Good morning, Mew. How are you today?
Hello, Chit. I'm not very well.
What's the matter with you?
I have a headache, a stomachache, and a fever.
Oh, that's terrible. You should go back to bed.
I can't. I have to go out.
Why?
Because I'm going to the zoo with Morris and Doris. Hello, Mew speaking.
Hello, Mew. It's Morris here.
Hello, Morris. How are you?
I'm ill, and Doris is ill too. We can't go to the zoo. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, Morris. I'm ill too. We can go to the zoo next week. Morris and Doris are ill too. They can't go to the zoo.
Good.
Good?
Yes. You can stay home and go to bed.
End of CD 2A.